Welcome to Water Temple. In Rando, this is actually a pretty fun dungeon to go through. Vanilla, not so much. So we're actually gonna, if you have Four's Wind, I'm gonna start by going over to the boss door. And this is the perfect place to leave it. When you find the boss key, you could just warp back here really quickly. And would also avoid having to raise the water back up if the boss key is deep in the dungeon. So yeah, we're gonna leave this in here for later. If you don't have F1, just skip the step and go straight to the bottom here. Yeah, first thing we're gonna do is come down here to the bottom. The door with these torches. We're gonna swim through this corridor. While you're going up, peek this chest here in the crack wall. And see if it's of interest to you. One trick you can do to get it, because the intended way takes forever, so we prefer to not do that. One method is with bomb shoes. So stand about like where this cross intersects. And then we're gonna count 4 red flashes. And then we're gonna shield drop the chew. That gets rid of the wall. Then once we're down here, hookshot this chest, and then we're gonna mash A after that. Okay, that was too soon. Yeah, you mash A when the hookshot hits the chest here. And that allows you to open chests underwater. Useful for getting that chest early. I am also going to show another way to do that. This room I would recommend quick spinning, as it's very quick. Or the alternative is... you would just Z-target, use your hookshot a bunch. Like, don't try to crouch stab them. If you get close, they'll transform back into the spike. So now we're gonna start lowering the water. This will bring it to the bottom level. And I'm gonna show another way to get the chest in the middle. So this wall next to the hole, Z-target this. Yeah, line yourself up in Z-target. Turn to the right and Z-target. Equip your hover boots. And then once you start hearing the hover sound, we're gonna sight off to the right. And this will get us to the platform with the chest. With the cracked wall. And then you just blow up this wall and get the chest. So now, with either a bow or dins, or you could even use fire arrows, light these torches. And this will take us to the clam room. And hookshot these guys. To spawn another chest. At this point, save here, but do not quit out yet. This is setting up a save scum for later on. And before I go over and do this chest, I'm gonna explain a few things. There is a skull over here, but it's very slow. I would never go for this unless it's like a 50 skull seed. This key door, do not go through it if you have a bow or dins. You're just wasting a key. That guy, do you mind? I'm trying to do a guy here. But yeah. Because there is a door up in the middle where you light a torch and that'll just open the door without needing to use a key, so most of the time using a key here is just a waste. It's very, very, very rare where you have to where you actually have to go through this door. Only if you don't have a bow or dins, which is extremely rare since it's pretty high item crimps to get into Water Temple. This room, if you don't have Song of Time, you will need to go push this block and then go through the jet stream room. This takes you to the dragon chest. However, with Song of Time, there's a more optimal way to get there. So skip that if you have Song of Time. If you don't, then do that room. So now come over here. We're gonna long shot over. I'm gonna go back real quick and I'm gonna show one trick you can do if you don't have the long shot. If you have a Goron tunic, I would equip this. Because the spikes act like lava. Like the Goron tunic somehow resists spikes. Don't ask me why. So this is similar to what you do in Goron City with backwalking and hovering. And that we're trying to backflip on top of the spike and then back to make the jump. So make sure you start your backwalk with your Kokiri boots equipped. With hover boots, it takes forever to accelerate. And at that point, it's too slow. It's going to be too slow to get over here. So yeah, backwalk, equip your hovers. That was too early on the backflip. It could take you a few tries since you can't really see what you're doing. Too early again. There we go. And that will skip a long shot requirement for this room. So there is this long section to get to the boss key. We're gonna skip that. So either you would hover over here, or I'm gonna show off another method if you don't have the hover boots. So I will need to reset the room. As the positioning when you go through the door, this is perfect for the setup. So what you're gonna do is side hop left twice, push A and push Z, side hop right twice, side hop left once, push A and then Z, and side hop right twice. And just roll forward. So doing that specific set of side hops, that will line us up perfectly to do the jump. So basically like doing this, like we can manipulate Link's position to exactly where we want it, which is how the jump works to get over here. So yeah, there was a skull on this wall that you can get. Then down here, behind this door is a chest. If it's nothing, just reset and get your keys back. If it is something, you'll need to like, you cannot get your keys back. So you're gonna need more keys to full clear the dungeon now. If you had to keep that chest. So with hover boots, come up here. We're gonna do this top room first. There's two ways you can peek this. You can do a roll peek on this wall. Check what's behind it. Or you can also peek it like this with it doesn't even need to be 45-degree angle. You just need to be like diagonal to this wall and you can see behind it. If the chest is of interest, pull this block back and hookshot up here. We'll worry about that chest later. So now we're gonna drop down to here. And then there's a long shot target up here. Make sure to jump slash, otherwise you won't have the distance to make the jump. Since those were kind of evil and they put the target right above this pit. Like, not even put it a little further. So over this chest. Hitting the switch will open the water current. Or, not this chest, this switch will open the water current. However, we can skip doing that. Basically, if you just mash A into this. Might take a few tries, but if you mash A, then you'll like move forward and mash A, then you'll open the chest through the water current. I would not spend forever trying to do that. Like if you don't get in a few attempts, I would just recommend hitting the switch here and just opening the chest normally. So now continuing on in the dungeon. We want to come over here. And we're gonna continue pushing that block now. So hit the switch. Then you can either long shot or hover boots your way over. Either will work. And then just push this block up a little, and then you can get your chest. Then hookshot back up. And now we want to go to the middle platform. And we're going to go in and we're going to do the central chest. This is the only chest in the dungeon that logically requires the Zora tunic. You can get around the rest of the dungeon in 24 seconds. But yeah, this one can take a while to clear the enemies out. Actually, I should have grabbed the skull before doing this, but it's not a big issue. Yeah, there's a Skulltula up here if you have the long shot. And now we want to go down. So the way to move with the iron boots equipped. Hold Z and then just unequip and re-equip the iron boots. And now we can move with them equipped. We can start swimming around. Which, it's very useful for Water Temple. Speeds up having to just pick them on and off all the time. And now, Central Pillar, there is a peek we can do before actually fighting the enemies. So, this wall here, Z-target this, unequip your iron boots, then hold back in Z. You can get a brief glimpse at what the chest is over there. If you see nothing, it's a small chest, so it's either brown or a key. And then if you do see a big chest, then come over and hit the switch. We're gonna have to kill some enemies. Now, since I took... This isn't actually what would happen. Like, if you're fast, then these guys would be in spike form. And they would come towards you. Since I was doing the explanation, I'm on a different cycle. Yeah, kill those guys, and then kill the clams. If you are starting to run out of air, there is this... Oh wait, there's not an air pocket there. Apparently I'm misremembering. Like, I thought there was a place you could get air, but apparently not. So yeah, you go to the right side after getting the switch. You'd open this chest. And you would save and quit out of here. So, now that we're done with both the lower and the middle levels, we need to raise the water back up to the top. You can use hover boots to get up there. If you don't have them, then you could... Wait, I need to get rid of the Tektite in the way. So Z-target this wall, turn left. It's a little... Ow, all the Tektites just want to get in the way, don't they? So, yeah. It's not exactly a pixel shot, but it is somewhat precise. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna jump slash, which will get you up here without hover boots. And now this. If you have hover boots, aim for the left side. If you... So, let me show what happens if you hit the right. You get motion sickness. And you also have to time a jump slash, which can be very difficult, especially if you have input delay. So another method, if you don't have the hover boots, backwalk off here, C up, and we're gonna align the left of the sword button with like this black line thingy on the bottom, like the left of the sword. It might be a little hard to see, but this is the visual cue I'm using. Okay, I need to put my sword away for this. So backflip to make sure we have enough speed, then just hold up. That's a setup to not have to deal with like the motion sickness inducing right side. This will raise the water back up, which we will need it at the top to get to both Morpha and the Dark Link loop. So yeah, let's go through this door now. To the right, there's a quick skill you can get. Then jump down here. Get through this room. And now this room. If you have hover boots, you can just hover across all these platforms and you can just skip the puzzle entirely. If you have hookshot, then you hook this, hook that, hook the switch, hook that target, come over there, hit switch again, hook that target, hit switch, get on top, hit switch. It's a lot. Long shot, we can shorten the puzzle a little bit by long shotting that target over there. And we're gonna hit the switch. Come over here. Hit this switch. And then when we're on top of the thing, we're gonna hit the switch one more time. And then we want to hook the like. And then come in here. I'm equipping Big Goron Sword for this, otherwise this is going to take me forever. So this is the Dark Link room. His health is going to be equal to yours. So if you have 3 hearts, Dark Link will have 3 hearts. If you have 20 hearts like I do, Dark Link will have 20 hearts. So yeah, that's why I'm equipping BGS for this. It is going to take me forever, Master Sword. So yeah, start the fight by walking up to him. 2 methods you can use to damage Dark Link. Throw a nut to the side, then jump slash him. And it has to be the side. If you throw it directly at him, it will not work. So second method you can do, move right and then slash your sword. Oh, he's not getting in a good position. Okay, there, that's what we want. Then just keep moving right and slashing your sword. He'll always go to your left side. And you just slowly kill him. So either of those two methods work. So in here, grab your chest. Then there is a little bit more to the dungeon. So Song of Time this. Oh, and just to mention, if you don't have a bow, don't bother playing Song of Time. Because coming up, there's going to be an eye switch we need to hit, and you will need a bow for that. There's a skull along the way in the river. The last of the easily obtainable skulls. The last one's just too far out of the way in the basement. So mash B while you're in here. Try to avoid getting into the jet currents. And climb on this small platform here. Now we want to use the bow. And either hook the chest or hover over. Then before we go for Dragon Chest, roll peek into this wall and we can see the contents of what's in there. This is the method that you would use for gold scale water. And also, it's also the most efficient for this route. So hit that, turn right, then side hop left. That gets us perfectly lined up for jumping in here. And you get your chest. And with this, we're gonna equip forwards and we're gonna warp back. So with hover boots, go up the right side of these, and you can roll with them. And then I'm gonna go back down real quick and show it without hovers. So I'm gonna reset the room, just so that they're on the correct cycles. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but there are fairies in these pots. There's 2 of them. So you could bottle these and just fairy tank the water timer if you want to. So without hover boots, go to the left side and just keep holding up. As long as you start climbing immediately, the spikes will not hit you. Alright, so I totally didn't fail the quick kill method a bunch. So let's make this a separate video. So for the Morpha quick kill, you're going to want to move forward and you're going to want to... So first, Z target, immediately move forward, hook shot. You're going to have to be very quick about this. So let me show what I mean. Oh, of course I get it first try when I start a new video. Yeah, keep shutting here, keep holding Z. Then slash, 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 slash. Morpho will get trapped in that corner. Then you grab your heart and go through the blue orb. I'm gonna show off one more. I'm gonna show off the backup strat, just in case you fail. You like don't get the quick grab. So you fail that. So you would come over to the corner. And you would manually do this. Don't try to Z-target. Because Z-targeting from here usually doesn't work. So yeah, grab Morpha. You want to line him up with the corner. So like we do this, jump slash. Morpha will not get away. And that's how you would do it. That's the backup method for the Morpha quick kill. So yeah, grab your dungeon reward, go through the Blue Orb, then you're out of Water Temple. And then one more thing I'm going to show. This is also the best time to get the Lake Sun check, as you have perfect time of day. So might as well come over here and do that. Now we're gonna end the things off there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.